Before we jump into today's video, I want to share a quick disclaimer about AI video production. If you have watched my channel before, you probably know that I have mixed feelings about AI generated content. To be honest, I'm not entirely comfortable with the idea that things that traditionally required years of learning, practice, and creative effort can suddenly be generated in seconds with a simple prompt. There's something about that which still feels a little strange to me. But that said, I do believe AI can be a useful tool when it's used with the right intention. For me, a finished piece of work only becomes meaningful when there's a genuine human creativity, decision making, and craftsmanship behind it. Without that, the final result often feels empty, regardless of how impressive the technology might be. That's why I've always viewed AI as something that should support the creative process rather than replace it. If these tools can help us work faster, solve a technical problem, or remove repetitive tasks, then I think they can have a legitimate place in our workflow. And that's exactly why today's video caught my attention. Higgsfield has recently released a set of plugins that bring their AI tools directly inside DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, and After Effects. For the first time, an AI platform with this level of video and image generation capabilities has been integrated directly into DaVinci Resolve itself. Inside the plugin, you can generate AI videos and images from simple text prompts, create LUTs from reference images, automatically reframe footage for different aspect ratios, and even make object removals or scene modifications using a simple draw to edit workflow. Everything happens directly inside DaVinci Resolve without exporting your clips, round-tripping between multiple applications. So in this video, I will give you a quick overview of what this plugin can do, how it works, and then I'm going to show you my first experience using it. To get started, I opened the Higgsfield plugin for DaVinci Resolve page on the Higgsfield website. From there, you can download the plugin directly. After downloading it, I simply double-clicked the installer and completed the installation process. It was super quick. Next, I launched DaVinci Resolve. To access the plugin, I went to Workspace, Workflow Integrations, and selected Higgsfield from the menu. Once you click it, a new window opens where you will need to sign into your Higgsfield account. After that quick setup, the plugin is ready to use. At the top of the window, you will find a simple toolbar, and below that, all of the available tools are neatly organized. The first feature I wanted to test was Cinema Studio. Since my footage contained trees, I started with a simple prompt: a flock of birds fly away from the tree. The result, however, was a completely unrelated video that had nothing to do with my original footage. I then tried again, this time specifically telling it to use the reference image, but the output was still unrelated to my shot. Rather than spending too much time troubleshooting, I decided to move on and quickly test some of the other features. Next, I switched to a different clip and tried the background remove tool. I entered a simple prompt: keep the subject and remove the background. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any usable results from that either. To be fair, even if it had worked perfectly, I probably wouldn't use this feature in my normal workflow. DaVinci Resolve already has tools like Magic Mask that can accomplish the same task extremely quickly and effectively. On top of that, I wouldn't have to spend any credits. Personally, I think that the real value of Higgsfield should be helping us to do things that aren't already possible inside DaVinci Resolve. Anyway, let's move on. I selected another clip and decided to test the reframe feature. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any results from this one either. At this point, I started to feel like I was doing something wrong, but instead of getting stuck on it, I continued exploring the remaining features. Next, I wanted to try the LUT creator. This tool allows you to upload any reference frame you like and generate a LUT based on it. Initially, it wasn't reading the timeline frame correctly, so I grabbed a still from my own footage and exported it manually. I then loaded the still into the source section and used the frame from the film Die My Love as a reference image. After adjusting the strength and generating the LUT, everything worked as expected. The plugin even provides a short explanation of the LUT it created. However, it automatically placed the LUT on the first node. Since I work in DaVinci Wide Gamut, I already had two CSC nodes in my node tree for the Rec 709 conversion. I rearranged everything properly, and after that, the result looked much more accurate. I also noticed that the generated LUT had automatically been added to the new Higgsfield folder inside the LUTs panel. This was the final result, and I compared it directly against the reference frame. Now, what do I think about this feature? I mean, on paper, it sounds like a useful tool, but personally, I don't see myself using it ever. I already know how to color grade my footage, or I can create my own LUTs, and in my opinion, these outputs feel more like filters than actual LUTs. A LUT can be a much more powerful and precise tool than what this generated. Alright, after that, I moved on to the edit video tool. Using a clip of myself, I entered a simple prompt, make the subject fly away. This time, I got lucky and it actually worked. For this generation, the plugin used the Seedance 2.0 model, although you can choose different models if you prefer. The result looked like this. I am literally flying away, which is honestly not bad at all. However, when I compared the generated version to the original footage, I noticed some significant differences. Because of the compression involved in the generation process, the generated video looked noticeably different in both image quality and color. And I think that's definitely something worth keeping in mind if you plan on using these tools. Next, I tested the draw to video feature. This tool allows you to draw directly onto your footage and use those drawings as guidance for the generation. But again, despite trying multiple variations, I couldn't get a successful result. Every attempt failed during the generation process. But then I noticed the actual problem. Every clip I tried to use was first going through an eligibility check. When I checked the project on the Higgsfield website, I realized that all of the failed generations were associated with clips that hadn't passed the eligibility check. Finally, I returned to the very first shot I tested. Using draw to video, I once again tried adding birds to the trees, because why not? In the end, the birds looked a little weird, but this time the generation was successful. And when I checked the project on the website, I could see that the clip had passed the eligibility check. Comparing the generated version to the original footage, I once again noticed visible differences between the two. So, what can we take away from all of this? Based on my own experience, the first thing I would say is that generating content takes a lot of time. You have to wait for the eligibility check, and then you have to wait again for the actual video generation, and it takes forever. Yes, the process runs in the background, but generation time is still one of the most important factors when considering a tool like this. Second, you are not always going to be happy with the results. In many cases, you will need to go through a lot of trial and error before getting something usable, and that can burn through credits pretty quickly. That's definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing worth mentioning is that some of the included features can already be done extremely well inside DaVinci Resolve itself. Because of that, I can see many users choosing not to use those specific tools. So where do I think Higgsfield makes the most sense? I think it's most useful for creating transitions, experimental effects, or quickly testing VFX-heavy ideas. If you have a complex visual effect in mind, this can be a great way to create a proof of concept before investing more time into a traditional workflow. It can also be useful for generating graphics and other creative visual elements. I'm sure Higgsfield will continue improving their plugins over time. It's still very early in its development, so encountering these kind of issues completely expected. Hopefully, you will be able to find a workflow that fits your own projects and creative needs. And if you have already tried this plugin, let me know your experience in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.